welcome everyone. Welcome to this panel discussion that we have with our student, Dr. Varun Suriyasi. He recently matched. He's a recent graduate, and we want to talk about university programs and what it takes to match in a university program. He matched in a university program, so that's what we want to discuss. So without any further ado, let me give it to him. So Varun, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi everyone, and my name is Varun Suriyasi, and I'm from India. I graduated from Sri Venkateswara Medical College in the year 2015, and I matched into Michigan State University Internal Medicine Residency Program in the March 2017, and I'm excited about it. And I will tell you in more detail about my process of going through the journey of the interviews and also how I matched into the program.
Thank you very much, Varun. So let's start, as you said, with your journey. So you're a recent graduate, so walk our audience through, how you planned the entire journey. Did you do electives? When did you do it? Observership? So walk us through the entire, step one, when you took step two, all those details.
Yeah, basically I had a thought of USMLE, writing the USMLE exams during my internship year, but I did not have a proper guidance during my internship year because not many from my college did write the exams. So at the last I realized that it was not the time to break the internship and do the clerkship. Unfortunately, I did not have the opportunity to do the clerkship, but if you do have the opportunity, I would highly suggest you to do the clerkships if it is within your reach. That was something that I would regret in my application, and but it is not the only thing that the programs look for. There are many things that that you can leverage against the things that you do not have it. So if you do have a chance, I would suggest you to do the clerkships. So what I did was, after I realized that I do want to write the USMLE exams, so I basically started preparing for the steps while simultaneously working in my hometown in a nearby hospital. So basically I worked as a part-time job while simultaneously studying for the USMLE exams. And after I got my step 1 score, I graduated in March of 2015, and I had taken my step 1 exam in September of that year. And as soon as I had my step 1 score in my hand, I started applying for observerships because that was something that I would be looking for. And fortunately, I got one of my rotation at UNMC. And I could still tell you that doing some rotations in university programs definitely helps you with your application because you get to know many of the residents there, and you will also have a basic understanding of how a residency program functions. And you need to put in your best effort during your observership or any clinical rotation. And so the other rotations I have done are in Texas, where basically I had known some of the attendings there, and they recommended me, and with my CV I applied there. So what I have done during my rotations was, so basically I used to follow one of the residents. So he really helped me a lot, and I used to go with him right at 6 o'clock in the morning. So they usually round with the patients before the main attending rounds. So they usually go, so like a first year resident gets at least 3 to 4 patients every day. So I used to go at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I used to stay with him until he leaves. I used to stay with him until he types the notes and typing the notes and entering into the electronic medical records. So basically the attending, I had an initial difficulty with the understanding of the functioning of how they are actually working in that environment. So basically it had basically it took me time to get adjusted. So after 10 days, the attending started realizing that he's really working hard, and he himself gave me the opportunity, if you are interested in presenting any cases in the morning along with the resident you are working with. So he was really nice. And with the resident by the side, I had the opportunity to take a brief history, and I had the opportunity to even present the cases during the morning rounds. And the attending was super impressed with my enthusiasm, my interest. And
Okay.
later on, uh, later on, he used to call me and he used to discuss my future interest, and he used to ask me, whatever you are interested, please let me know. And at the end, he even offered me, if you are interested in any research work, we can work together. And like that, I
Ah.
got a case to write a case report. And it was also the opportunity where I had to write an abstract and present it at one of the internal medicine meetings. And I think that
Ah.
really helped me a lot. That particular rotation, I can tell that it was really the boost of my CV. Like wherever I had my interview, everyone commented that he had written an excellent LOR, and it was so personal that he had written whatever I have done during my rotation, and that is something that I really liked about that rotation.
So that is an interesting point. You know, a lot of IMGs do not take initial observerships that seriously, but you looks like you really put in a lot of effort to learn. You know, you went in the morning with the residents, you went out of your way to learn and contribute, and resulting in an excellent LOR.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Okay, good. So then talk to us about, you know, when you took your step 2 and some of the other observerships you may have done on as part of this.
Yeah, as soon as I got my step 1 score, I started studying for my CK immediately. Like I had
Okay.
taken a 3 months preparation time for CK. I basically,
Okay.
because I felt that time was running out and I already had observerships in my hand, so I basically had to start my rotations from February. So I had to take my CK in January, and fortunately I had a good score in CK2, and later on I finished my observerships in the months of February until June. And
Okay.
basically I had taken my CS exam in Houston, and while simultaneously preparing for this year, I had done my observerships. And after that, as soon as my CS results came, I had taken my step 3 exam too. And I
Oh,
would
okay.
really stress that step 3 adds to your application, because a program wouldn't be risking if you had not taken a step 3, because you are an IMG. If you really have step 3 in your hand, it definitely adds to your application. Definitely, I felt that it gave me an additional 2 to 3 interviews for my resume,
Hmm.
in particular the step 3 score and the step 3 exam. So I would suggest, if you are willing to take it, I highly recommend you to take the step 3 exam.
So looks like what you're saying is planning obviously is very important, you know, planning for your clerkships, observerships, even step 3, because a lot of recent graduates don't take step 3, but you're recommending, you know, get done with step 3 before September or before you're ready to apply, because that gets you more interviews.
Yes, I basically felt that the step 3 added to my resume a lot, because I had taken my exams according to my plan. I initially had the plan to take step 3 exam before I submit the application for the residency. So
Hmm.
basically, I would also stress that planning is important. If you do the clerkships, try to have everything in order, have everything planned, so that you have your certification by the time you apply. And you also try to write the step 3 exam while attending the interviews, so that you will definitely get an additional 2 to 3 interviews.
Okay. So very good. So now let's switch gears and, you know, so you got interviews from both community hospitals and university hospitals. So what did you feel as you went to these interviews? What do university programs look for in an applicant? You know, what is your sense? What do they look for? How is that different from community hospital? And we'll come to the interviews in the next question. I just want to get your sense of, is there a difference on how university programs evaluate the applicant when they submit, you know, when they are reviewing?
Um, I did not feel a big difference between how university programs review the application and community programs review the application. But I felt that if you do have a step 3 score, I would definitely tell you that New York community programs definitely prefer step 3 because I had 3 New York community programs offering me interviews. And when
Okay.
it comes to university application, what I realized was they were stressing more importance on the LOR, the letter of recommendation.
Ah.
Like most of the
Okay.
university programs I had gone to, they always commented about my LOR. Like it was
Okay.
really a very good LOR and he highly recommended you. And that was something that university programs stressed about. And the other thing I realized was university programs love to talk about your posters and if you had written any case reports, they really love to talk about. Like
I
I had gone to 3 university programs and they love to talk about what exactly the case was, what exactly the abstract was. So I felt a difference was there. And when it comes to community programs, you need to talk about what you have done since graduation and how you have performed during your med school. I realized that was the basic difference, but
Hmm.
yeah, that was the gross difference I could see.
Okay. Did you feel, because there is a common perception, university programs go for higher scores. So did you feel that was also the difference? I mean, in general, as you interviewed in the university programs, did you see that people were relatively higher scores interviewed at university programs and not so good scores maybe at community? Is that something you saw or?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, not really, because many of my friends, they matched into community programs and university programs. So scores do not make a big difference between community and university programs. Like it
Okay.
all depends on the letter of recommendation that was written. Who has written your letter of recommendation? I believe that if your letter of recommendation was from a very good university, you would definitely the residency programs in the university definitely like about it. And
Okay.
in general, the community programs would be preferring high USMLE scores, especially the New York community programs, and they also
Mm-hmm.
love to see step 3 on your profile.
Okay. Okay. What about a recent graduate or year of graduations? Do you think university programs where you went and in general they would look for recent graduates because they are more trainable, or did you see not much of a difference in the year of graduation if you went to university versus community hospitals?
Yeah, I do think so. Year of graduation should not matter the most because I know some of my friends matched into university programs, but they did a lot of research work before before they're going to
I
start their residency. Like there are many unsuccessful match stories that they have gone into research and they have successfully matched into many big universities. So
Hmm.
if you show something fruitful after your graduation, like doing some research and showing some extraordinary work, definitely you are able to get university programs. And there is something that needs to be from your side, that there is something in the profile that will definitely get you a university program. Definitely university
Okay.
programs love to see clerkships on your profile, and also they love to
Okay.
see year of graduation. But if you do something fruitful after your graduation, then definitely that will add you a lot.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Now let's talk a bit more in detail for the actual interviews. Now you did say, university programs like to talk about your case reports or research, maybe your clerks. What was the other differences, if at all, in actual interview kind of questions or how they approach the interview versus, say, community programs?
I felt the university programs definitely have a pre-interview dinner. Like they
Okay.
love to see your attitude towards attitude towards the other resident, your communication skills, and you would be observed right from the beginning you enter the room. And
Okay.
not and some community programs do offer a pre-interview dinner, but that
Okay.
shouldn't matter
Okay.
that
Okay.
but that shouldn't matter the most.
Okay. Okay. And I can see, I think your video is having some problem, but we'll continue. Um, so, so yes, we spoke about that. Now, talk to us about, how our team was able to help you, whether it was PS, CV, or interview prep. You were our student right through the year. So, how was that helpful to you?
Definitely, USMLE's RT team helped me during my interview preparation and also during my CV preparation. And the editing of my personal statement was really good. Like I had written my basic personal statement, and you had edited it to the perfection that one of the residency program where I had gone to, they really commented about it that the personal statement was really good. Though the idea, you asked me about the basic idea, I had written the basic statement. You corrected the grammatical mistakes and you corrected the wording, and everything was really good about the personal statement. And you also made my CV match according to the standards, like some of the words that would look very attractive and also the words that would suit the best. And those are something that you really helped me during my application process. And during my interview preparation, uh, I think the mock interviews helped me to gain confidence before I entered the interview season. I had taken a mock before the start of my interviews with Rahul Pannala, Dr. Rahul Pannala, and it really helped me a lot to gain a lot of confidence before I step into the interview. As you go through the interviews, you really become confident as you do one after the other, and you would be really confident by the end that you have done great during your season. And yeah, definitely your team helped me during throughout the process.
Very good. Thank you. So finally, as we wrap it up, what would you recommend to, say, someone who's a recent graduate and applying to 2018 match? What should they do? It's only now 5 to 6 months. How should they prioritize? What do you think they should do?
Definitely, if you do, if you are graduated, try for observerships at decent universities where you could put your full effort to get very good letters of recommendation. And letters of recommendation very well matter the most. That's what I felt during my application process. If you are not yet graduated, I would stress you to do clerkships if you do have the opportunity. And now I realize that not many universities are offering clerkships, and some of them are asking TOEFL score. But if you do have some link-ups with the universities, I would stress you to do some clerkships. If you have graduated and you are not fortunate enough to do observerships, don't feel sad about it. Try for any research position. Research really helps me a lot, helps the application a lot, because I realized that many of the people I know that I came across during my interviews, they were doing research in many of the very good hospitals. And I felt that was also something that was lacking in my application, and I was nervous it could be a negative on my application, but if you are fortunate enough, definitely try for a research position that would add during this process.
Okay, very good. Well, very good, Varun. This was excellent. I think very useful information for someone who may be a recent graduate and applying, and you very clearly outlined the difference between the university programs and community hospitals. So thank you very much. Much appreciate your time, and congratulations once again, and all the best for your residency.
Yeah, thank you, Pawan, and I'm really excited about starting my residency from this July.
Yes, absolutely. So stay in touch and let us know if we can be of any help.
Yes, sure, Pawan. Thank you.
All right. Thanks and have a good day.
Yes,